Is 6:30 on Monday, February 26th. We are having a council meeting in the Swisher Library as normal. Can you please take roll?
Klein.
Here.
Heineck.
Here.
Woodrow.
Here.
Roder.
Here.
Stagg.
Here.
Thank you. Approval of the agenda, any changes or anything? Okay, can I get a motion to approve?
Motion.
Thank you. Adam and, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you. Consent agenda, there are a few
Do you
things.
want to go to public comment?
Oh, public comment, I skipped that. Is there anyone here from the public that wishes to make any comment? Please keep in mind, we do not have any hearings tonight, so you can speak about anything on the agenda or anything else if you wish so.
Yeah, I have something really quick. Melissa Clow with HR Green. Beginning on Thursday, the tree removal contractor will be in town and will begin the tree removals. So depending on the weather, they're planning to start on the south end and move north. So
Do you feel it'll take a few days then, or can we get it all done in a day?
no, it'll take a few days.
Can you make sure we get something out on social media?
It already is.
Perfect, thank you.
Is it, the trees aren't out yet, are they?
No, that's what.
Is the first thing they're gonna do?
Yep.
I assume?
Yeah. They have to be felled prior to March 31st.
Okay.
So that was why we let the contract separately from the sewer project, so. They will be in and hopefully the sewer contractor will be shortly after, so.
Wonderful. Any other public comments? Anything online? Consent agenda. There are a few things on the consent agenda. Does anyone have any questions?
I just wanted to point out to Councilmember Klein that there was the response from the city attorney about the question property about the nuisance that you had last week, or last meeting, I'm sorry. So I just want to make sure that you were aware that that was on in the correspondence.
No other questions. Can I get a motion for approval?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor of approving the consent agenda? Anyone opposed? Thank you, motion carries. All right, first item up for tonight, Swisher Fun Days event permit. The dates are the July 27th. I assume it's going to be very similar to last year from what I read. If there's any questions, comments, concerns?
So as of right now, it's just going to be on Saturday. I did ask for street closures for Friday and Saturday, just because it's a huge process shutting everything down and making sure vehicles are off the street for Saturday morning. So that's why we're still asking, and on the off chance that we decide to throw some stuff together for Friday, is why you'll see Friday street closure.
I did also see they might run into an issue with the parade and the work that's going on with the sewer. Is the sewer contractor aware that we do this in July?
Yes, and as far as their phasing, they should not be at that point yet.
Okay.
Or they could be, but they're just gonna be shy. The intersection where the parade crosses will still be
They
open.
would probably be up at Third
Yeah,
Street by that point.
yep. Yeah,
Well, we'll just have to watch that. I mean, we can switch some things around last minute if we have to, as long as you guys are okay with the parade route switching a little bit.
Yeah, the sooner we know, if the contractor thinks they might, the sooner we know, the sooner we can tell
Yeah.
them.
they think it's gonna be fine, but bring that up, so.
So
Yeah, we don't forget.
this street closure, it's the same as last year?
Yep.
Okay, and you're saying that there's gonna be no events on Friday night?
No, because the kitty tractor pull, there's no human foosball tournament anymore. I think like Black Squirrel and the Legion will probably just do their own things Friday night, so there's still entertainment in town, but there
Okay,
won't be a
'cause-
street band that night.
Okay, because the one thing I'm wondering too is, Swisher Fun Days, a lot of people are going from bar out onto Second. If we wanna, that's gonna be closed off anyway, I guess.
Will it be closed off, and that'll be each bar's responsibility to not be letting people take drinks out their front doors?
All right,
Well, we have the approval for Saturday night.
right.
Or Saturday, yeah, as long as you
Right,
guys
but I'm
approve
talking
the open containers on those.
We're talking about Friday night.
Yeah.
The only problem I see with this is the wording on line F. That means Black Squirrel to Second Street between Rose and Central. That means that they wouldn't be able to go over to the Legion.
They've never been able to legally go over to the Legion with their drinks, because Central's not closed, so.
Good point.
Just the little two-block
Yep.
stretch. Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, I know there's people, and we have issues every year with people bringing their own coolers and keeping them at their car. I mean, it's just a nonstop battle, but technically they could get in trouble if they're caught.
Do you guys hire deputies?
We have reserves that come.
Reserves?
Yep.
Okay. That's good to know. Other questions from council?
Motion we approve permitted.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor of approving the Fun Days event permit
Well, and also all of the requests.
and all the requests?
Right, is that
Yep.
the motion?
Yes.
Would include that? Okay.
Aye.
Daryl?
I lost my picture here.
Anyone opposed? Thank you, and thank you for doing this again for the cities. I know it's a really good draw.
Yeah, no, have fun weekend.
I'm not sure where you want it to be on there, so probably on 7. If you just click on each one, it'll come up for you.
Swisher Fun Days 5K. This is the second year you're doing this? You did it last year, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions, comments, concerns from the council about the 5K?
So I think the whole route has to be redone.
Why?
Because aren't we, they're starting on Third Street this summer, right?
They will be up, no, they will be up to that corner with Howard. So this year, they're gonna be working on Howard
Okay, they'll be working on
once they
Howard.
get there.
Okay, so
But
this year the route will be fine, next year, the route will have
next
to be
year
because they'll
will
be up
have to
there.
be changed, yeah.
Okay,
Just because everything on Third
Yeah.
will be tore up.
okay.
I mean, technically you could because they still are gonna leave it for people, but probably wouldn't want it. So just, keep that in mind for
We
next
can make it
year.
like a mud run.
I will also keep the contractor notified of that and report back as soon as we know if there would be an issue.
Well, if they by chance get up in this area earlier, you know, then we may have to.
Yeah, we can change it, I mean, if we
Do
have
some
to.
kind of
Yeah, we'll make
modification
it
or
work.
something to get around it.
First one?
Yeah.
March to September.
I motion we give permit for the 5K.
Second.
All those in favor of approving this permit? Anyone opposed? Thank you. All right, moving on to number 8. Resolution 15, consideration and authorization of the loan and disbursement agreement and providing the issuance and secure payment for the sewer bond. This is the one we discussed 2 weeks ago. Does council have any discussion?
I don't know if Heidi from Northland had anything to add, but she's the one, so.
Heidi, do you have anything to add? Otherwise, I assume nothing has changed since it's just not
Nope, nothing has changed, and this is just the last council action, putting everything into a legal form to clear everything for closing here.
Thank you.
Motion to approve?
Cody.
Second.
And Mike. Can I get a roll call vote, please?
Pujol.
Aye.
Roder.
Aye.
Stagg.
Aye.
Klein.
Aye.
Heineck.
Aye.
Thank you. Resolution 16, awarding private placement of general obligation water system improvement notes. Discussion.
Motion to approve?
Cody
Second.
and Mike. Can I get a roll call vote, please?
Roder.
Aye.
Stagg.
Aye.
Klein.
Aye.
Heineck.
Aye.
Pujol.
Aye.
Thank you. 10, resolution 17, adopting the Iowa League of Cities Record of Retention Manual as the source by which the city shall retain and destroy records. This is super important. The lawyers very much prefer that we have a record retention. I did have a question though. Okay. There's no legal requirement to our council meeting recordings as far as audio and visual. Okay. There's really no direction from the league. Would it be pertinent for the city to have a record retention policy as it relates to those, or should we just decide something?
I think that it could just be decided by the council. I know that the legal, you have to keep all of the minutes
Right, correct.
permanently, and so. Do you want something separate, or?
How long do we keep?
Right now we have everything. The problem is we're running out of cloud storage, so we would have to up our cloud storage, which costs more money.
No, so if we
Or
were
we
to
can start
say,
deleting old files.
how long a term is on the cloud storage as of currently?
Let's,
10 years, 5
Oh,
years,
2.5.
1 year? So if we were to say, set it at 1 year
Yeah.
previous for documentation to look back, that would be plenty of cloud storage. Going forward for anything else, that would free up room on the server, basically.
yeah,
And we would have 1 year retention of all city meetings on there.
right, for the audio and
So
visual,
that audio and
because we
visual.
have minutes.
What about for projects that are like 2 and 3 and 4 year things that you might wanna go back to, like the beginning of, you know?
We don't do audio and visual recording on
We have
projects.
paper
Yeah.
Yeah,
files.
it would still just be paper files and minutes.
I would think as long as we have retention of that, so we have a history, because a lot of times, being on the council, you look back at what previous councils have done, and it helps you make an informative decision going forward on certain things. As long as we got some kind of record retention of that, I think we're fine.
Yeah, we'll always have the legal requirement
Yeah.
for the minutes. It's just the extra that we do that is not required.
I make a motion that we keep 1 year prior audio and video recording.
So do you want to tack that on to approving the recommendation?
Yes.
All in motion?
Yes, I do, all one motion.
I'll second it.
Second by Mike. Can I get a roll call vote, please?
Stagg.
Aye.
Klein.
Aye.
Heineck.
Aye.
Pujol.
Aye.
Roder.
Aye.
So you can delete anything over a year to free up that storage issue. Thank you, that was good. 18, consideration of approving the preliminary and final plat of the Swisher 60 subdivision located in the fringe area agreement at City of Swisher. So this is the new, where they're tearing out all the streets out by 380. I did have a question, because I drove by it this weekend. They have a new sign out that they are going to rezone again to do residential in the section. What's the rezone?
The zoning is,
I don't think that was that property, is it?
We're not applying for any rezoning.
no.
I think
I
it's
see
The
the sign.
zoning's already done on that.
Yeah, commercial and industrial.
Because
And
there's
you
a
have-
sign like right on
There is right down my driveway, I didn't put it there,
Okay.
I don't know who stuck it there.
Are you talking about on the corner? It's like your
Just-
ATC sign.
No,
No,
the drive that we went up and we looked at it, there's a realtor little sign that says rezoning.
So we contact the county? Anything on that, Melissa, that you know about?
No.
Yeah, I don't either.
I would assume the county.
Because we've been in communication with the county and the city of Cedar Rapids both, and there's no request for a rezone.
No, that's all done, it's just, just the water issue.
I don't think it needs to hold their plat request up, but I mean, I'll make a call to Johnson County and see if somebody stuck in there accidentally.
Maybe somebody put it in the wrong
Likely they-
location.
Yeah, wrong spot, yeah, which is fine. Yeah.
So does council have questions on the water question?
We're not to that.
Well, yeah, this is just the
This
plat.
is just
This is
the
the
plat.
plat, just to approve that. And just so council knows, the planning and zoning commission did meet at 5:30 this evening, and they do make recommendation that the council approve the preliminary and final plat as presented. I know Melissa and Lacey is Todd's engineer with MMS. They kind of were communicating some things that were going, kind of some comments and responses. So those have all been addressed and taken care of, and I think we're ready to go. Perfect.
Yes.
So just to clarify, because we haven't seen it in a while, what's the final like vision for out there still? Has it changed much? or-
No, it's the same thing. It's most likely to be a fuel station on the corner.
Yep.
And then our stuff would be all up to the northeast side.
Okay.
So we'll have the stuff across the little creek, that'll be all done and be a show area basically for camping trailers.
Okay, and then the commercial end of it is up.
Is all the
Along
frontage
960.
property to Sixth Street. So that the old road that goes next to that little old barn would be a street that would go north. And then there would be one off of Sixth Street that tees that.
Okay.
So that, okay.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Let's get it done. Can I get a roll call, please? Klein,
Yes.
Heineck,
There.
Pujol,
Aye.
Roder,
Aye.
Stagg.
Aye.
Thank you, that motion carries. So the 19 is for the water. They want to run into Cedar Rapids water instead of following our tanks, which is great for all of you. Questions from council?
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Well, first it starts with you guys.
Okay, this, let's see. So what you're asking for is a waiver that we need to work out with Cedar Rapids to provide water service.
We don't need to.
No.
They're-
He
they're
does.
working it out.
To give them a waiver in order to.
Yes,
for
we
that.
okay.
we just gotta okay the waiver as long as then he works with Cedar Rapids and they approve it, then he is waived, and he'll have hydrants and city water and everything.
Just to specify, the city wants to see that come from you though, basically signing off saying, you know, we approve
Yeah, they
their,
don't want to do any of that without our approval.
yeah.
Yes.
So they want it to come from you to kind of start that further, deeper conversation with them about connection to water.
Are they down to your property now?
They're right next to it. There's a hydrant.
Okay,
If you
'cause
take
I know that they were working down towards that end.
Yeah.
Yeah, that entire subdivision's done, Midnight Gem, the water main's right out on Sixth Street, along with the secondary from the property of Midnight Gem run all the way around there. City water and sewer both down there.
Midnight Gym, that's the new
Yes,
hall.
yes.
And just so the council's aware, and the February 19th Planning and Zoning Commission minutes are in the packet that the Planning and Zoning Commission did review and recommends the council grant the waiver.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Can I get a roll call, please?
Heineck,
Excuse me.
Pujol,
Aye.
Roder,
Aye.
Stagg,
Aye.
Klein.
Thank you. Ordinance 1, this is the consideration of the second reading of the ordinance amending City Code Chapter 165.25, Central Business Commercial District reads single-family detached dwellings for DC1 only. This is the second time we have looked at this.
This is second reading, right?
This is second reading. Yep.
Is there a chance we can waive that and go on to third?
It's on the agenda.
Until we get through the second.
You gotta read it first, it's on the agenda, so.
Okay.
just- yeah.
Motion to place on second reading?
Second.
Can I get a roll call, please?
Pujol.
Aye.
Roder.
Aye.
Stagg.
Aye.
Klein.
Aye.
Heineck.
Aye.
Now would be the appropriate time if somebody wanted to
Motion to
waive.
waive the third reading.
Yeah.
Second.
Can I get a roll call vote, please?
Roder.
Aye.
Stagg.
Aye.
Klein.
Aye.
Heineck.
Aye.
Pujol.
Aye.
Thank you. That has been.
Thank you, guys.
So we still need to read the third reading. You,
So now
what
we
you
have
did,
to do.
what you just did was you waived the requirement to,
Right.
for 3 separate separate readings of the ordinance.
So
So
now we have
now,
to put it on third?
now you're announcing the third reading.
Motion to place on final reading?
Thank you, Cody.
Second.
Second by Kurt. Can I get a roll call, please?
Stagg.
Aye.
Klein.
Aye.
Heineck.
Aye.
Pujol.
Aye.
Roder.
Aye.
So we'll get that published and it'll be set in the record.
Do we have to? We don't have to approve the ordinance or anything?
You just did.
We just did.
All right, so moving on to ordinance 2. This is the second reading for rezoning 122 Rose Avenue in the Central Business District from BC1 to BC2 and amending the official zoning map of Swisher.
That's just no.
So it's the same thing we talked about at the last meeting.
Motion to place on second reading?
Second.
Kurt.
Okay.
Can I get a roll call vote, please?
Klein.
Aye.
Heineck.
Aye.
Pujol.
Aye.
Roder.
Aye.
Stagg.
Aye.
Now would be the time if you want to waive the third reading requirement.
Motion, we waive third.
Second.
And
Is that Kurt?
That's coming.
that was
Okay.
Cody. Sorry. Okay. Can I get a roll call, please?
Pujol.
Aye.
Roder.
Aye.
Stagg.
Aye.
Klein.
Aye.
Heineck.
Aye.
Thank you. So now we would need a motion for the third reading.
Motion to approve third reading.
That's Adam.
Second.
That's Cody. Can I get a roll call, please?
Roder.
Aye.
Stagg.
Aye.
Klein.
Aye.
Heineck.
Aye.
Pujol.
Aye.
Thank you. So those two are officially complete. Where can I see that? 19, set a public hearing for 6:30 PM Monday, March 11th, that's our next meeting, on development agreement with Forest Ridge on the Prairie Hills First Edition subdivision.
Yep, so city attorney is recommending a public hearing for the March 11th meeting, and he'll have the draft. Well, he's hoping to have the draft put together this week, so that way it can be circulated to Mark Ralston, his engineer, and then to the city. And so then it'll be on for consideration at the next meeting.
Motion, we set public hearing for March 11th.
Second.
Discussion?
Yeah, at the meeting we had, did we talk about the homeowners association agreement? Is he gonna do that, furnish that?
It'll be in
That would
this.
be him.
It'll be in
All included in there?
Mhm.
You?
Yep.
Because he has to do that, Daryl, in order for, like, to cover himself for X amount of years, even after it's done. He'll write in there somewhere that eventually the home association will take over and then be responsible after 20 years or something, just like my addition up there, and Kurt, I think, is tied in up there.
Mhm.
That was the same thing, I wanna say, after 25 years, I think is when, Johnson turned it over to the association to be managed and run.
But up there, it was just the well.
Right.
And I think it was within 10 years, Tracy took it over, didn't she?
Mhm.
15?
My house was built 10 years before I bought it, and that just happened like 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Oh.
So yes, all of
Yes.
those topics similar to that topic should be addressed in the attorney's,
Okay.
development agreement.
You said he's gonna have that to us by when?
March, well, to be in the packet for the March
But
11th
we'll get a
meeting.
chance to
Mhm.
preview it before we get in here.
Yeah. I hope,
I
hold your breath.
hope.
Definitely when
Or
you're
don't.
ready. Any further discussion? All right, we already had a motion and a second, can I get a roll call? Or do we need, no, we don't need a roll, just, all in favor of setting public hearing? Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Discuss city code chapter 21.01 planning and zoning commission. There are currently 7 seats on the board, potentially switching it to 5.
Yeah, and the reason for this is, as you saw, you're lacking members on all boards, and the Planning and Zoning Commission actually had a conversation with Randy, the chairperson of the Planning and Zoning. He said, now's probably the time to take it to 5. Swisher's not a bigger city that would require 7 members to be on a Planning and Zoning Commission. And they actually have a person who is interested in filling that 5th position, so I think now's the time to take it to 5. And Planning and Zoning agreed.
Okay.
Concerns?
I guess right now what we're talking as far as the size of Swisher today, this new development that's gonna go in, we're gonna have considerable growth right there.
Mike, I've worked for 4 cities and larger cities than Swisher, and none have had a 7-member planning.
Ely's only got 5.
Well,
But
I
this-
think
Ely's
but
like
this-
You're talking
3 times
Cedar
the
Rapids,
Swisher.
Marion's,
But this
that
is,
size.
this is another thing I wanted to ask, is, has it always been 7?
No, at
On
some point you
P&Z,
took it from
or
5 to 7 for some reason.
Some
At least that's what
people-
Tanya thought.
I don't get why we would have
No.
7 men. I mean,
You
You
can't
only
even,
got 5
you
on
can't
council.
even
We got
get them
5
down
council
to
members.
fill.
yeah.
Yeah,
Why do we have 7 on planning and zoning?
yeah.
I don't know, I'm just asking the question.
Possibly.
Why was it?
How many members are on Board of Adjustments and?
5 on board, and that's set by state code,
Yeah,
so you can't change
no,
it.
and what's parking or?
5,
Five.
yeah.
And they've
And
got
again,
open
they're
seats.
all missing,
Right.
they're all got open seats, so it would be one thing if we had people saying, lining up outside the door, we could place them somewhere, right?
For quite some time.
Yeah.
I have
So-
somebody online that wants to make a comment during this
Sure.
discussion.
Okay.
Do that now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hi, Council. It's Kim Greer dialing in. I just had a comment with regard to this discussion of reducing the number of positions on the council. Since you're looking,
Not on the council.
I'm sorry?
Not on council, it's on planning and zoning.
Oh, right, for the commissioners, excuse me. Had a question regarding, and I always like to keep this in the forefront of everyone's mind, adding the ability for out-of-towners to be on a board, or at least those that live in the fringe.
We've never done that.
The library has one.
Right, I'm thinking planning and zoning, we've never done that.
Yeah, I just mean any
The
of them.
library has to have one per state regulations, right? They have to have somebody in the county.
Yeah, that's correct.
Right.
I'm just asking for consideration for anyone out of town as a representative, or at least within the fringe. Of course, I live in the fringe. That's why I'm bringing it up.
If we,
Why would they be on the commission?
if we wanted to do that, would we need to have a separate, would we be able to do that tonight?
I think
Because that would be changing.
You could discuss it, sure. I mean, you're discussing that code chapter, so.
Could we?
But if they're out of town, would they even have a vote on city issues anyway?
If we put a specific position, like the library has, where one of the board members has to live in the fringe area outside of the city, they would be a voting member.
And in my case, I live on L Road, which is now just 2 miles in the fringe. We used to be 5, now we're 2.
Getting closer.
Yes.
It is a way to get people who eventually will be our citizens as part of the.
Does planning and zoning, take in, decide on other areas other than town of Swisher?
No,
No.
they don't have any jurisdiction outside of our city.
Other than within that fringe area.
They
Within-
can, yeah,
within
there's
their
recommendations.
Fringe
Yeah, they
area.
do,
The fringe
they do
area.
review plats or
Okay.
anything within the 2 miles.
But a lot of that is what they recommend to the council,
And then
and anything that's outside of the city is county. So the only thing that we can really do is provide, our input to the county, and the county's gonna do what
Whatever
they
it
do.
is gonna be.
As far as what we have on here tonight, we're reducing from 7 to 5. I think that's maybe
Well,
the way we should go then. But as far as looking into possibly putting somebody on the P and Z outside of the commute or
City
town,
limits.
I think that needs to be looked at a little more. Maybe get some more information on,
Like what other additional information would you be looking for?
Like how the citizens feel about it.
Yeah, well, yeah, I think you kind of open up something there, because I understand, you know, you got or not a resident of Swisher that lives very close. But does that open it up to somebody that lives clear down south of here, or
Well,
you
that's,
know,
that's where the council
outside of
could
10
put that
miles?
limit on where you have to be within our fringe area agreement. So as the city expands, it would move the fringe area, but you would never be able to get somebody in North Liberty city limit because they would never be within our fringe area. So,
Well, the council appoints the members to the board anyway.
right,
So it would be up to the council at that time.
You actually, I think the mayor actually makes the appointment, the council.
No.
moves or-
The council does.
Okay.
it's been almost since 2000. Okay. But, yeah, at that time, if somebody comes in and says,
I got a book here, let's look.
Okay.
so at the time if somebody came forward and they live halfway out to Amana and you guys say, no, it's too far, you could deny the appointment.
I just think it kind of opens the can of worms, like the same instance that if you own a business in town but don't live in town, you have no say, which.
Yeah, you're right.
I was just gonna say, you could open that, I mean, if you discuss it in the future, you could open it to a business owner.
Yeah, I mean, we have someone
Sit on it.
here that owns multiple
I don't have anything
businesses
to do
in
with that, but
town,
I'm
but
just saying,
sure,
you could
yeah.
open it up to
I mean,
You're not busy.
businesses.
But for tonight, what's in front of us?
yes.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
what's
not,
in- this is
it's
just a
not in
discussion.
front of you, because it would, if you wanted to add a sentence in that line, or something in that line that says commission members shall be residents of the city and/or within the fringe area, 2 mile fringe area agreement, now's the time to do it, because you can come back all at once.
Thank you.
You guys
That's
aren't
why I was
voting on
reaching
it.
out today.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
You're just discussing so you can vote on it.
But I would like direction if you want that added in, so it can come all at one time.
I'd say not right now.
Okay.
That sounds like the majority is not in favor of that.
And it hasn't been, I mean, discussed at planning and zoning level either, so.
But are people okay with moving from 7 to 5?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so we can go ahead and move forward.
Thank you.
Motion for that?
No, this is
Thank
my
you.
suggestion. No. That brings us to the end of our agenda.
Motion to adjourn.
Adam,
Second.
that's Cody. All those in favor of adjourning? Anyone opposed? We are adjourned at 7:05.